Hey everybody, welcome back for another round of great new games coming to the Nintendo Switch this week. Today we'll be going through the releases for the second week of October 2023. We won't waste any time and we'll dive right in. Alright, we'll start today with Long Gone Days, which is a unique new RPG from developer This I Dreamt. It offers players a compelling story that focuses on human interaction during times of war. We play as a sniper trained from birth, and upon completing our first mission, we soon realize that the organization we work for isn't quite what we've been told. The combat is turn-based and directly related to the plot, so no random encounters here, and dialogue choices will make a difference in both story and combat events. It's a mix of intense combat and slower daily life gameplay, and it releases on October 10th with the price set at $24.99. However, it is on sale right now for $19.99, and you'll need about 2.5 gigs for the download. Next, we have Wildcard Football, which aims to bring back arcade-style football and 7v7 combat that offers both local and online competitive play for 2 players at a time. The game does feature authentic players from the league, and it's officially licensed, which is at least a nice bonus, as Madden held the monopoly on that for years. Now, the name is sort of a play on words too, as not only is Wildcard a known term in football, but it's also the name of the power-ups that you'll utilize during the games. You can summon up walls or turn invisible, things like that, and there are over 150 different wildcards that you can use. There's also a deep customization system in place as well, and for sports fans, it releases on October 10th with a price tag of $39.99. RedRaptor is a vertical shoot-'em-up from East Asia Soft with a download around 120 megabytes, and it gives players 5 unique stages to blast their way through, with stacking upgrades and tons of enemies to use them on. It was inspired by classics from the 90s, and it's a genre the developer is very familiar with. Some of my favorite hidden gems have come from their team, and so if this one can run well on the Switch, I see no reason why it wouldn't be another fun game to pick up. Sadly, the game doesn't have any multiplayer, but if you are interested, it releases on the 11th and will cost $4.99 at launch. Up next, we have Dwerve, which is a single-player action RPG from Half Human Games. It offers more than 10 hours of gameplay and comes with the download just under 1.5 gigs here on the console. Now, they call it a tower defense dungeon crawler, and it has us playing as a young dwarf, searching for blueprints and parts to help build up our home's defenses to help fight off an evil witch and her goblin army. You can alter these turrets and defense systems with more than 100 different possible upgrades, and the game promises epic boss battles as well. Now, this is one I've had my eyes on for quite a while, and I'm excited to pick it up when it comes out on the 12th. The price is set at $19.99 for those of you who also plan to give it a go. The Company of Heroes collection brings one of the most popular real-time strategy games to fans here on the Switch, and you don't just get the base game, you get both expansions as well, giving you dozens of hours of content in one bundle. The combat is fast and intense, and they've optimized the game to work well in both docked and handheld mode. Now, of course, we'll see when it comes out how it runs, but you get more than 40 missions to work your way through, and I'm hoping it has a good launch. It comes to the Switch on October 12th, and the price is set at $29.99. You'll need about 10 gigs for the download, so of course make sure you have the space. River City Rival Showdown is a port of the original game that released back in 2016, and that was an upgraded version of the 1989 classic. Now, they've improved the controls and upgraded the graphics all around, plus they added in online multiplayer as well, giving the game a lot more replay value with that one move alone. To make the update even better though, they added in a free game called Double Dragon Duel, which is a 2D fighting game with a pretty solid roster of characters. As for Rival Showdown, it's a fun beat-em-up with multiple endings based on your actions, and you'll be able to pick it up on the 12th. It comes with the price tag of $24.99 here on the Switch. Dementium: The Ward is a rebuilt game designed for the Switch from the start, and it gives players a unique horror-themed first-person shooter with smooth gameplay that starts off relatively easy, but quickly increases in tension and difficulty. It's a game where your flashlight will become your best friend. Seeing more than just a few feet in front of your face is nearly impossible, but the worst part is you can only use one item at a time, so there will be times when you'll have to sacrifice light in order to attack, and planning this out is crucial. Now, the game takes place in the Demented Hospital, with no real explanation as to why we're there. It's just up to us to solve the mystery and work our way out. If you enjoy a good horror game, you can pick up Dementium: The Ward on the 12th. It has a price tag of $19.99, and the download is just under 700 megabytes. Haunted House is a new roguelike here on the Switch. It's actually a reimagined version of a classic from Atari, and they did publish this one as well, while leaving the development up to a company called Orbit Studio. Now, as you would expect, the levels are procedurally generated, helping to keep each run feel fresh and different from the last. The gameplay mostly revolves around stealth, with a little bit of light combat sprinkled in on occasion. They do encourage you to use the traps and other things around the house, which is kinda cool. Another thing I like is that as you play through, you'll find new playable characters trapped in random locations, and these characters will grant access to new areas of the house as well. If you're interested in this one, it releases on the 12th and will cost $19.99 here in the US. You'll need a little over 1 gig for the install. Astebros is a retro-themed 2D roguelike from Pixel Heart. It has a small download at just 50 megabytes and offers local co-op for 2 players. Now at the start, you can pick between one of the 3 playable heroes as you venture into the procedurally generated dungeons. There are collectibles and coins that you can find in each level, and these coins can then be used to buy upgrades and new equipment, plus the game has a good amount of secrets to find as well. It's another one that I've had my eyes on, and it comes to the Switch again on the 12th. The price is set at $12.99, but it is currently on sale for just $10.39 until it releases. On a side note, I heard you could pick it up for the Sega Genesis as well and run it on the original hardware. Alphadia 1 and 2 is an all-new reimagined version of the 2 games, which actually combines them together into one big adventure, and for those of you who are familiar with Kemco, you'll know what to expect here. They're known for their classic-style RPGs here on the console. The download is just over 700 megabytes, and they've added in new crossover events that will help tie the games together and make it a more cohesive story as a whole. Now, what's really cool is that the choices that you make in one game will affect the events of the next one. You'll be able to dive into this one on October 12th. The price is set at $19.99, and it's currently on sale with a 10% discount, bringing it down to $17.99, and that deal ends on the 26th. Alright, and we'll close off with Whitestone, which is a new action RPG from Hailstorm Games. It has a download just over 4 gigs and offers a main story that should take more than 10 hours to complete, and on top of that, there's a new game plus mode as well. What's really cool with this one is that the game lets you make choices throughout the story, and based on how you play, it really does change things up quite a bit. Plus, there's multiple endings based on these decisions as well, so you want to choose wisely. It features 8 unique combat levels, each with their own unique theme, and there are dozens of weapons or spells at your disposal for each one. Whitestone releases on the 13th with a price set at $19.99. Again though, this one is on sale with a 20% discount, bringing it down to just $15.99, and the deal ends on the 20th. Alright everyone, that wraps up today's video. Please leave a like if you had a good time or we helped you find any cool games to pick up. Feel free to jump into the convo down below, and of course subscribe if this was your first time here. Thanks to the channel members and the patrons, and as always, stay safe my friends.